Good morning, Silvana. Here's the machine, the Breville Barista Pro BES878 in silver. As you saw in the photos, it's in very good condition. You know, apart from the wear and tear around the front here, so small scratches here and there, there's not much to speak about. It's very clean, and I've actually just finished doing the cleaning cycles and the service for it, so it's ready to go. Absolutely no problems with this one. I'll be making a double shot latte in the video, so you can see the machine working and learn a few tricks along the way. So when you first turn it on, the machine is it has a new heating system. So when you turn it on, it'll take maybe 5 seconds to boot up from cold. That is. So this is literally the fastest machine in the world. So that's it. It's ready to make coffee. You can warm it up some more by running a blank shot. So I'll show you what that is. So a blank shot is just running hot water through the system and into the cup without any coffee, of course. And that's just to warm up things like the group handle, group head, cup. Even though the machine, when you turn it on, it's ready to make coffee and the boiler can go straight away, you still want to improve your coffee by warming up the other components of the machine. Like I said, the group head, the group handle, and the cup. So you can press the single or double for that. I'll press the single. It'll go for I think 20 seconds for the single. Sorry, these buttons are actually volumetric, so they'll go for as long as they want to until they achieve that volume. So this is the volume that's set for the single. Let's check the volume. I think the single is 40 milliliters and the double is 60 milliliters of water. That's the programming on these. Yep, 13 seconds. Perfect. Yeah, so these buttons are programmable, so you can make them longer or shorter, of course. After the blank shot, you'll notice the cup is nice and hot, and the handle is nice and warm as well. So take it out, dry it with a portafilter, with a tissue. So this is the portafilter, and the basket I'm using today is the double basket. This your machine comes with the other types of baskets, so it'll come with 4 in total. Okay. So yeah, this takes 18 grams of ground coffee in it. The other ones also included is the pressurized variety of baskets. Those ones are for pre-ground coffee, whereas this one, if you see, has multiple holes underneath. That's the single hole. If it only has the one hole, that's called a dual hole. I'll try to, I'm going to use my scale to give you 18 grams of coffee in here. So I highly recommend getting a scale just to make your coffee more consistent. It's important to use fresh beans. If you use very cheap beans, most of the time it'll give you very bad coffee. So, grind size at the moment it's at number 14. This is the dial that controls the grind size, so how big or how small, or how fine or how coarse the particles are. You want to change this to make your coffee go at the right speed. So if you make a coffee and it comes out very, very slow, it's probably because the grind size is too fine. If the coffee comes out very quick, that's probably because the grind size is too large. Hope that makes sense. We'll hopefully make it simpler along the way. And you can also, of course, change the amount of coffee that you're grinding. So you can select a double or a single quantity. I personally like to grind a single and twice instead of doing a double in one go, I find that it makes my coffee more consistent, and it reduces the loss of ground coffee. So let's start at 7 seconds and see how many grams that gives us. So 7 seconds, single. Yeah, we got 8.8 grams, so very, very close to what we were hoping for. Let's keep it at 7 seconds and see how we go. Actually, let's try 7.5. So that's 7.5 seconds. Yeah, it gave us 9.5 grams of coffee. So it seems that 7 seconds is the right one. If you wanted to, you can put it on double. So what's 7 times 2? That's 14. So if 7 seconds was too much, sorry, 7.5 was too much, 7 was too little, that probably means 7.25 is the correct one. So you can just go on the double setting and do 14.5. So that's the same as 7.25 twice. You can just keep it on 14.5 and do it that way on the double setting. What's really nice about this one, I forgot to mention, you can actually pause. So you can grind for a few seconds and then pause, and then it'll wait for you, and then you can resume with the remaining time. You don't have to start over every time you stop it. So that's another way of doing it. You can keep it on 14.5 seconds on the double setting and pause it, but it won't wait more than I think 5 or 6 seconds, and then it'll reset. So I would grind maybe 7 seconds, press it down, then grind again really quickly before it resets the timer. Anyway, I don't want to make this section too long. Let's finish up. I'm just going to trim the coffee. That's 18 grams now. You can also grind manually. So if you hold it for as long as you want, it'll grind for that long. So let's hold it for a couple of seconds. That's it. Anyway, after you grind your second dose, make sure you flatten it with your palm before pressing it down. With your palm, with your fingers. You don't want to be pressing on an uneven surface. Anyway, grab the tamper and press nice and firm. If you notice, of course we have 18 grams in here now. You notice that the tamper only goes as deep as the silver cap, or the silver part right here. That's intentional. That's how Breville designed the tamper, so that when you tamp and you check the line, if this is the depth that the tamper goes to, then you have the right amount of coffee. So that's like an easy way to know if you have about 18 grams. So you can use this trick if you don't have a scale, or if you're in a hurry, you don't want to be measuring your coffee. Just look at the tamper, and if it's level with the top side of this basket, then that's the right amount of coffee. Of course, clean off the edges and then lock it in. So don't force it too hard. I mean, dead center in the middle, 6 o'clock should be more than enough. You can push it to the right, but I wouldn't force it if I didn't have to. So if you ever notice that it's too hard to put on the machine, actually, that's because of if you have too much coffee in the basket. That happens when you have too much coffee in the basket. So I'm going to empty my cup here. There's also a hot water tap over here if you wanted to make a long black coffee. It'll give you straight water from the tap. And before pouring your espresso, you want to add your whatever you like, your sugar, equal, syrups, etc. Just like we measured the input, so the ground coffee, we also want to measure the output. So the input was 18 grams, output we want to aim for 36. And the output you can actually program, like I said. I'm going to turn on my scale, and let's reprogram the button, the double button for you. So you go into the menu, you go into the double shot button, and you click, and it will say press to brew coffee. Now we're gonna make the coffee. So you want to pay attention to two things: the flow of the coffee and the timing. You want the flow to be nice and smooth, not too quick, like a black revive, not too slow, dripping very slowly. You want it to be sort of smooth in the middle. And the timing, you want it to be about 20 to 30 seconds for that 36 gram output, meaning I'm going to aim for about this much coffee in 20 to 30 seconds. If it's less than 20 seconds, that's too quick. I'm going to make my grind size finer to slow it down. If it's slower than 30 seconds, that's too slow obviously, and I'm going to hurry it up. I'm going to make it go quicker by increasing the grind size. So let's see that. So I know what 36 grams looks like on my cup, based on experience, but you might want to put this scale underneath and measure. Okay. Stop it there. So that's 16 seconds. It looks like it's a bit too quick. Let's double check. Yeah, that's 37 grams. Perfect. Let me show you. The quantity is perfect. I was aiming for 36, but 37, even 40, that's more than good enough. So we got good flow. It's nice and smooth, not too slow. It was on the quick side, as you saw, 16 seconds. I was aiming for about 20 or 30, but that's fine. The crema is there, and it smells really good. So it's probably not a bad shot, but to make it a better shot, I would make my grind size maybe 2 numbers finer, so from 14 to 12. Let me do that for you actually. So you want to only change your grind size with the grinder spinning. Now at grind size number 12, I will try it again. Hopefully that will slow it down to maybe 20-25 seconds for that double shot. And that'll give you a very, very good coffee. I'm going to take out the porter filter. And it looks like the ground coffee is stuck, so knock it into the knock box. If you don't have a knock box, I have one for sale, so just let me know if you're interested. And I'm gonna rinse it. So press the single or double just to run hot water through the head and the handle. That will rinse and remove all the ground coffee and the oils, of course. You want to keep your machine nice and clean. And maybe every now and then you could grab a tissue every other day or every week. Grab a tissue, wipe the group shell screen, the seal, and all the nooks and crannies up there as much as you can. Keep your machine nice and fresh, and it'll last you years and years, hopefully. Yeah, that's the espresso side. Let's steam some milk. Very good espresso. Yeah, so I'm gonna fill my milk jug with cold full cream milk. It's better to use cold milk from the fridge, straight away from the fridge. You know, it's better for the texture of the milk. Giving you that smooth texture in the milk, which I'm about to demonstrate. You want to learn the technique if you don't know how to do it already. It'll take you a few tries, but it's not too hard. So, like I said, half of the jug filled with milk. I'm going to turn on the steamer. It'll give me steam within 5 seconds. Then I'm going to turn it off. Then I'm going to put the wand into the milk and then turn it back on. I'm going to position the jug at an angle, sort of like that. And the wand, I want it to be close to the edge and the tip close to the surface. So the tip just below the surface of the milk. And I'll try to make it spin almost in a vortex. That will keep the milk mixing and aerating and incorporating those air bubbles. So turn it on. Within a few seconds, you'll start getting steam. Once it's a strong, consistent stream of steam, I'll turn it off. And then I'm going to raise the jug maybe halfway to stop aerating the milk. We don't want it to be too bubbly. I'm going to keep spinning it until it's too hot to the touch. That's when I'll turn it on. So about now. Very important, you want to purge before letting the machine cool down. You want to purge just to get rid of any milk inside the steam wand. Just like that. Doesn't have to be too long. And very important, grab a wet towel and wipe off the steam wand straight away. Otherwise, the milk will stick to it because it gets really hot, and it'll get harder and harder the longer you leave it on for. So better to wipe it off straight away to make your life easier and obviously to keep your machine nice and healthy. We don't want any clogs in the wand, so that's why we clean it straight away. And it'll look better, of course. It's a very, very well textured milk. You can actually, with some practice, you can do latte art on this, just like a barista. I usually don't aim for latte art, I just aim for a really good tasting cup of coffee. But every now and then I have the occasional hard or flour, so. Yeah, that's a tulip or a heart, maybe you could say. Looks amazing. Very smooth, and I'm sure you'll be able to do the same coffees and better when you get it, and I'm sure you'll love it. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to message me, and thanks for watching. See you soon.